All right. Good morning, everyone. It is what 8:50 a.m. local time on December 2nd, and I wanted to post a quick little video on, I guess, what I hope to have be a living project for a good stretch of time. And this is my Slack Wolfbot, where I guess Wolf is a really bad acronym for like Work Organizing Life Framework. What I aim for this to be is a just general usage Slack bot that different individuals or different entities being companies or startups or what have you, can configure, deploy in their own space, and then use to kind of help out with work and how they function on a day to day basis. So, as it stands right now, I've only got a handful of features implemented. I've got GitHub, PagerDuty, and YAFNAG. So, this is actually based off of a Slack bot that I kind of threw together for the company that I work for to make my life a little easier. There was a handful of additional features that I kind of stripped out just because they are proprietary systems that we use. But I've kind of genericized this and made it a little more easy to deploy as well as read through the code. So if you guys clone this down, this is my little video. Didn't follow me. That's fun. Here, we'll toss this over here. Whew. All right, there we go. How do I get rid of that? Computers. How do they even work? All right, there we go. So here's the repository itself, and this is a clone of master. So I've got the main file here, which is Wolf, which just spins up a Flask server with a configs and then a live endpoint. And then I've got the, I guess, main method to where this will listen for the bot mentions as well as direct messages. And then it will go through known utterances, known regexes, Easter eggs, and then just catch responses. So inside of the utterances, and this wouldn't be terribly hard to change for, I guess, your own use cases. It's configurable with the features that it has now, but I want this to be, I guess, more or less a framework or a base Slackbot that others can use and sort of edit. So just to go through what's currently set up, I've got GitHub integrated to where you can pull a list of open pull request, approved pull request, and then all pull requests that are open. So the differentiation here is an open pull request is a pull request that's open but not explicitly been approved. An approved pull request is a pull request that's open that's been approved, and then all would be the combination of those two sets. Then we have PagerDuty integration, which I don't know if any of you guys use PagerDuty or not. It is an alerting tool so that if you have like a tier 1 service or something that has to stay up in the event anything goes down, that'll basically call you or set off an alarm somewhere. So what this particular integration does is we have generally two sets of people. We have primary and secondary on calls. So primary is the first person that gets a phone call. Secondary is the backup in the event they fail. So what this does is it will pull who's on primary and secondary support and post that to a channel so that it takes the guesswork out of it. So the idea behind this was if you have managers or somewhere or anyone on your team or on a separate team that doesn't have access to your own PagerDuty account, they can go talk to the bot and the bot will tell them who's on call. Then I have YAFNAG, which is yet another friendly name generator. This is something that it's a running joke on my team, but I get a new name every day because nobody can remember my name for whatever reason. So this is the little name generator we use. It just posts a list of X names starting with a certain character. So that is the services as it stands now. Inside of configs, you can actually kind of turn those on and off if you so choose. So if you wanted to get this bot up and running, you need to fill out the master config as well as the master secrets. So master config has Easter eggs, which you can turn on and off. You have cached responses, which you can turn on and off. I'll go over what those are here in a minute. You have GitHub, to where you can enable it. GitHub repos, these would be repos that you want to watch, and then your GitHub organization. So like, let's say my GitHub org is, coffee, code, and creatine. So then you could put in like that for your org, and then for your repo, which can be a list, it could be like my Wolfbot or the events API or whatever. And then anytime a pull request would be open, if you were to ask the bot about it, it would either tell you if it was open or approved or what have you. PagerDuty, same sort of idea. You can turn it on and off. Nothing too fancy here. And then YAFNAG, you can set a min and max character count for the names, but that's about it. You can also turn that on and off. And then inside of secrets, nothing too fancy here. Slack, you need a bot token and a signing secret. If you're unfamiliar with those are, or want to learn more about bots, go check out either my events API, my real-time message API, or any of the other basic Slack bots that I've got up. There's a GitHub one, and then there's an image upload one, so you can go check those out, and their videos to kind of walk you through how that setup goes. GitHub, you need a GitHub token. This is just a developer token. Nothing fancy there. And then PagerDuty, you'll need primary IDs and secondary IDs, as well as a PagerDuty token. This is going to be the schedule ID and the escalation ID for both your primary and your secondary setups. And then your PagerDuty token is just an access token for it. So nothing too crazy here. Close all that. And then just to kind of show you guys some implementation details, I've got exact phrases, I've got regexes, I've got Easter eggs, and I've got cached responses. Cached responses is if you tell the bot something and it doesn't know how to respond. It's basically just a whole bunch of ways of saying, I don't know, or what are you talking about? Easter eggs are just little phrases that if somebody just so happens to say and there's an exact response, it'll kick back a cute little reply. So this guy is called Woof, so if you're to like say bad Woof or have a kibble, he'll reply appropriately. Then let's go over regexes next. These are going to be things, so if you have a command that has some information in it that you need to pull out, so like for the YAFNAG integration, you can say 10 JNames. This will be a regex to match that, and then there will be a base for it. So like if you were to say 10 JNames, please, names please would be the base, which handler would be YAFNAG, and then it would. Then in my utterance handler, where there is the regex handler, it'll pull the base. And then if the handler type is YAFNAG, it will call the appropriate function. So if you wanted to add more regexes, it'd be as simple as having a, elif handler equals whatever, and then having a integration detail. Also, there are known utterances, which are just known phrases. There's no data you need to pull. It's just, do the thing, a command for lack of a better term. So if you were to fire off one of those inside of the channel, it's going to be a very similar sort of flow. We'll check to see if it is a known utterance. If it is, it goes to the utterance handler, pulls known utterance, and then we'll check the utterance type. So, help, pull request, support. If it is one of the known types, which is defined out in this JSON file here, it will call the appropriate method and then execute. So in a perfect world, if you wanted to take this...
It's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock. If you wanted to take this and implement like your own service or own integration for it, let's say you wanted, I don't know, what would be a really stupid use case? Or maybe not stupid, but simple. let's say you wanted to have a list of places to go out to lunch. So maybe your team likes to go out to lunch on a daily basis and you always play the game. I don't know, where do you want to go, right? You could put a list of lunch places in there somewhere. Inside of Woof, you could have a known utterance called like lunch. Then under utterance type, have utterance called lunch, have the type be like lunch or food, and then inside of your utterance handler, you could have if utterance type equals lunch and configs, lunch.getEnable is true, you can return a particular integration which could load up basically a config file full of lunch places and then pull a random index and then post that to the channel. So nothing would be too terribly difficult in order to extend this out, and that's kind of what I'm going after here. I'm hoping that others will pull this, fork it, add in some new features, or throw a pull request at me and we can add new features and this can just kind of grow. So that is the game plan, and I hope that you guys send me a pull request or two. It'd be cool to see what you guys come up with. I am going to try and keep this as stateless as possible. I don't necessarily want to have, a database or Redis cache or anything like that it has to pull from. I want it to, be super lightweight, deployable without any sort of additional hardware tacked on, right? So that's what I'm going for. But let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or have ideas for a feature to throw in. I'd love to hear from you guys. I do want to throw out that this code is significantly cleaner than some of my other, starter Slack bots. So if you guys are looking for a way to get started and you don't mind a little extra implementation logic wrapped around it, this would actually be a pretty cool base. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, give me a like. If you really liked it, subscribe. If you didn't, like it, send it to your friends and make them watch it or something. I don't know. But hope you guys have a great day. I will see you guys in the next video.